Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are diving into part 3 of an absolutely incredible 10-part tutorial called the MLOB Strategic Guide for IT Professionals. This comes directly from Virtualization Options LLC, a Colorado-based technology research and advisory organization. If you're in IT management or an IT professional, this explainer is built specifically for you. We're going to show you exactly how to take machine learning from being just a neat science experiment and turn it into reliable, automated business value.
But before we get into the how, we really need to talk about the why. 87%. Just think about that for a second. That is the staggering percentage of machine learning models that completely fail to ever reach production. They get built, they look absolutely amazing in an isolated lab environment, and then they just die there. Why? Well, it's because they lack the proper operational discipline to actually survive in the real world.
And that's exactly why we're looking at this strategic guidance from Virtualization Options LLC today. This tutorial serves as their essential roadmap for building, governing, and scaling ML systems in production. And since this is part 3, we're focusing purely on these core implementation fundamentals, building on what they've already covered.
So here is our roadmap for today. 1. The machine learning problem. 2. Defining MLOps core pillars. 3. MLOps maturity levels. 4. Pipeline automation and architecture. 5. Team structure and governance. And finally, 6. Strategic roadmap to MLOps.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the machine learning problem. So in traditional IT, DevOps is kind of like juggling one ball, right? You're managing the code. But MLOps, it's literally like juggling 3 balls at the exact same time: the code, the data, and the models themselves. Every single one of these artifacts has to be versioned, tested, and deployed with equal rigor, or the whole system just drops.
Moving right along to section 2, defining MLOps core pillars.
You know, MLOps isn't just about swiping a corporate card for a fancy new software tool. It actually rests on 3 absolutely crucial pillars. First up is people. You need data scientists, ML engineers, and IT ops all taking shared ownership across the entire lifecycle. Second is processes. You got to have standardized, repeatable workflows for training, evaluating, and monitoring those models. And finally, platforms. This is the underlying tooling and infrastructure that actually enforces those best practices at an enterprise scale. You really need all 3 working in total harmony. Honestly, you can buy the best platform in the world, but without the right people and processes, it's basically just a really expensive paperweight.
Which brings us to section 3, MLOps maturity levels explained.
Let's walk through the maturity journey. Honestly, most enterprises right now are completely stuck at level 0. We're talking highly manual, notebook-driven work with 0 automation and basically no monitoring. Level 1 is where things get interesting. That's where we start seeing automated training pipelines and proper experiment tracking. When new data arrives, the models retrain automatically. But the ultimate goal? That's level 2. This is full CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment for machine learning. Think of it like putting your ML on autopilot. Pipeline changes trigger automated retraining, evaluation, and deployment, totally without human intervention.
Now, if you're in IT management, listen up, because this is the stat you take straight to your leadership to justify the investment. Organizations that push to these mature MLOps levels deploy their models 6 times faster and reduce their failure rates by up to 60% compared to those manual, ad hoc approaches. That is a massive operational advantage.
Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts with section 4, pipeline automation and architecture.
A really major component of an automated pipeline is the feature store, which uses this brilliant dual storage architecture. The offline store is optimized for massive batch training jobs using historical datasets. Think AWS S3 or Google BigQuery. But for real-time predictions, you need an online store built on something like Redis or DynamoDB that can pull data in sub-milliseconds. And here's the genius part. Both of these stores are served from a single feature definition. This guarantees consistency and totally eliminates data skew, which, if you've been there, you know is that nightmare scenario where your lab training data doesn't perfectly match the data you're seeing in the wild.
So, once you're trained, how do you actually deploy safely? Well, there are 3 automated strategies your IT team can use here. Blue/green deployment offers a 0 downtime swap with instant rollbacks if something goes wrong. Canary deployment, which is named after the old canary in a coal mine safety check, shifts traffic gradually. Say 5% of users get the new model, then 25, then 100. And shadow deployment lets the new model run invisibly, right alongside the live one, so you can validate performance without ever risking the actual user experience.
All right, Section 5, Team Structure and Governance.
You literally cannot run these automated pipelines without specialized roles. You need data scientists for model rigor, data engineers to build reliable data inputs, MLOps engineers to maintain the CI/CD infrastructure, and an ML product manager to make sure all of this is actually delivering real business ROI. Now, the source material strongly advocates for a hybrid team model. That means having a centralized platform team that provides standard tooling while embedding individual MLOps practitioners directly into your agile product teams so they can iterate much faster.
Now, concept drift is an absolutely critical concept to grasp here. Unlike traditional static code, machine learning models actually degrade over time. It's like building a weather model in the dead of summer and then trying to use it to predict a winter blizzard. The world changes, and the model's accuracy just drops. And because this degradation can be totally silent, IT management must deploy proactive monitoring tools like Evidently AI or SageMaker Model Monitor to catch these shifts before your business KPIs take a hit.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 6, Strategic Roadmap to MLOps.
So, here is your strategic roadmap for actually transforming those ad hoc workflows into a mature MLOps practice. Step 1 is platform selection. You have to decide whether to buy a managed cloud platform to reduce overhead or build an open source stack to get more flexibility. Step 2 is super crucial. Pilot a single high-value use case end-to-end. You do this to validate your tooling and prove the ROI. Step 3 is codifying those pilot patterns into standard scalable templates across all your ML teams. And step 4 is measuring quarterly KPIs, things like deployment frequency and recovery time, so you can just continuously iterate and improve.
Our source material actually issues a really pragmatic warning right here, and I want to quote this directly. Do not attempt level 2 maturity without level 1 foundations firmly in place. Basically, you got to walk before you can run. Look, it's super tempting to try and jump straight to fully automated CI/CD pipelines, for sure. But IT leaders need to pace their investments. Master the basics first, like using MLflow for experiment tracking and getting a reliable model registry set up before you start entirely removing humans from the loop.
We're going to wrap up today's explainer with this overarching goal: getting to a fully automated, self-healing ML system where data drift triggers retraining and that retraining triggers automated deployment. So, I want you to take a hard look at your current environment. Are your foundations strong enough for that? Or is your infrastructure about to crack under the weight of manual ML? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we will see you next time.